Hello, thank you for joining me for this week's pick a read. For the question this time is how will this turn out? Hopefully that's in the title. I'm going to use Witches Tarot by Ellen Dugan for the main part, for the tarot part, and for the supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I'm just very much into these decks right now. I actually was going to try to switch them up, but then I just didn't feel it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep with these. Alright, so we're going to do 5 piles. I'm actually going to put these down first, hopefully in a spot where they're all viewable. I'm going to see if I can use these as markers to try to keep everything in frame. We'll see how that works. Alright, so we're going to do this, and we'll do these cards. So how will this turn out? Who knows how far this is going to go. Alright, I think we're good with those, and we're going to do stones this time too. Okay, so we got those. Let me put these in order, then we'll get the stones on them. So hopefully you're already kind of centering on these, deciding what you want. But the stone may be the clincher. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you already know. Okay. Sorry, this is a little weird. I know I have it in a weird angle this time. So this one is like, so it's giving you extra time to decide what one you want, that's for sure. While I keep messing with them. Jeez. Alright, I think this will work. So here are the stones. I got a lot of green feeling going on today. So first one we'll do is the Amazonite. That's this one. I hope it comes off as a little, there's green in it. I don't know if you can see it on the video. Hopefully you can. It's a very pale green in this version of the stone. So I'm going to do that one first. We'll do the Jasper second. Is it Jasper or Jade? No, I think it was Jade. Jade. I'm pretty sure it's Jade. God help me, I put it the right way in the description. Goddess and God. Quartz crystal, clear quartz crystal. We'll do that third. We'll do the green calcite fourth, and the citrine last. Citrine with the, I forgot what the other stone is, but we'll call it citrine, because there's something mixed with it, I think. Alright, so the first one, and the question is, how will this turn out? Amazonite, this is an interesting stone, because this seems to be one of those stones where it's about healing, but it's usually healing through either regression or pulling yourself out of a situation, like secluding yourself away from it, from what I understand. There might be some healing through regression, like going back and reviewing what's happened and getting your footing about, this is what happened, this is what should have happened, this is what I'm really responsible for, this is what I should do next time, that type of feeling, you know what I mean? Looking back and viewing it with 20/20 vision, like, hindsight's 20/20, one of those feels. Now, I think we're going to do these right side up today. Let's see how that works. That's over here. And this is over here too. Messages will come. Okay, so you got a lot going on here. Do I have it all in view? That's the first question. Move this down a little bit so you can view things. I hear that's fun. You got the Seven of Swords. And how will this turn out? Like, somebody's holding something back at the very least. I feel like somebody's holding something back. I know the Seven of Swords sometimes this talks about lying or walking away or just kind of sneaking out. Now, I know that some people do view holding back facts as a version of lying. I'm not going to get into the semantics of that. This card is just making me feel information is being withheld, information that is pertinent to the situation. So information is being withheld is what I feel this is starting out here. And when you get messages will come, it's like this information will come to light. For those of you who are watching this and you're like, yeah, I know there's information being withheld because either you're withholding it or you know it's being withheld. I'm getting this regression feel from this healing stone. It feels like that's a big piece of this because it's going to come forward. Because you see the Seven of Swords here is where it's starting. Information being withheld is what I'm really getting here. Just to be fair, you got blossoming. Like, at some point, somebody's going to spill the beans. If it's not you, it's somebody else. The information will come forward. So these two, this card here and these two right here are very interconnected. The messages will come. I feel like this is connecting. It's saying, yeah, it's coming forward. If you're not spilling the beans, somebody else is. The beans will be spilled. So if you're looking at this like, what information? I don't know what information you're talking about. You'll find out down the road. Where this might center on, whether this is for you or not, is knowing that there's a very strong person in control of the whole situation. And this might be somebody that you look at favorably is what I'm getting. Hopefully, or at least you identify them as holding all the cards. This is somebody who holds all the cards, somebody who seems to be favorable. I'm getting a favorable feel here. The abundance with the Emperor, I'm feeling a good thing here. I feel like somebody's holding all the cards is what I'm getting with this. Now, the information that's not a part of the situation, you're wondering how is this going to turn out, this person who's holding all the cards doesn't hold all the information. It's kind of like, this is the owner of the house, for example. This may be the owner of the house, but they might not be aware that, a windfall of money is coming their way, or a party needs to happen down the road, or something needs to happen where their assistance is needed. So when this person holds all the cards, that's basically what it means. For example, like it's a homeowner. And say there's opportunities coming forward that are going to help this homeowner, but they're not aware of what's coming forward yet. I'm afraid that this is a little bit too dicey because somebody, again, is holding back information. And I feel like it's really like this person doesn't know what's going on. You might know what's going on. For example, if this is a homeowner situation, I don't know why we're drowning on this, but they're very happy and secure that their home is their home and that's how it goes. You might be very full aware that, new codes are coming. And there's stuff about their home that's going to have to change. For example, maybe the water is out of, the piping isn't good, or maybe the electrical is outdated. And you know that they have things they want to do going forward, or worse, maybe the electrical in their home, if it's not updated fairly soon, it could cause problems like AE fires, things like that. So you're kind of like knowing that this is coming forward. These new codes are coming forward. They don't know that. You might be holding it back, like why drive them crazy with this when they don't have the money to really change those things. But, it's going to come forward. One way or another, somebody's going to spill the beans. Like, your house is pretty old. You need to update the wiring. Like, it's going to become a death trap at some point. That type of feel. My voice is echoing. Why is my voice echoing? Okay. I know that it's an analogy, but I don't really like how that feels just yet. So I'm trying to center just a little bit more. If there's anything else we need to say with this, somebody's holding the information back. I'm getting it again. Somebody's holding information back. They're holding it from this person. If we're just going to simplify this, because I feel like I need to, then they're going to come forward with it. I feel like I just want to leave it simple. So maybe if this is becoming a little bit too complicated, because I feel like it is, somebody's holding back information from this person who's like, I really feel like they're the ones who need the information. This is the person who makes the decision. And somebody's holding that information back from the decision maker. It will come forward. There will be the resistance after it. This is your final card. The Knight of Wands is saying there will be resistance to this, but what I'm getting is that's okay. Because I'm feeling like at first information's withheld from the person who needs to make the decision. The information will come forward to that person. If you're that person, it's saying the information will come forward to you, what you need to know. And it's coming forward in a very plentiful, open way. It's not in a negative way. It's just like, just so you know, this has to happen. And it's good things coming forward with it, with the blooming. Is it blooming or blossoming? Probably blossoming. With the Knight of Wands is saying, just because that information comes forward, nothing's gonna happen right away. So if you're the one receiving this information, that's not a bad thing. But it's saying, when somebody stands here and they fortifies their position, that's okay as long as they take into account what's come forward. I feel like down the road later, new things will happen. But the whole point of this, I feel like the information has to come forward. How will this turn out? There will be resistance. So that's kind of the turnout. There will be resistance, but this doesn't mean the situation's dead in the water. I just feel like, first of all, the information has to come forward. After the information comes forward, then it has to be processed. It's up to this person, whoever this is, whether it be you or someone else. They're the ones calling the shots. They're going to have to sit on this information for a while. They're going to have to mull it over and decide what they want to do with it. I just feel like the sooner they get this information, the better. So if you're in a position to give them this information, the sooner you give it to them, the better, because they're going to have to mull it out. They're going to have to think it over. It's going to take some time. They're going to have to do it their way. And I feel like that's actually where we're going with the Nine of Wands. Like, they're going to stand their ground. They are going to take into account this information, but they're going to do it their way, on their terms, when they're ready. As long as you're okay with that and realize that, you'll be fine. If you try to go against it, you're going to have a battle. You're going to really have a battle, is what I'm getting. Your best bet is to get this information to this person and let them sit on it, let them decide. And if you're this person, do it on your terms. So if you are this person that the information hasn't come forward to yet, you're just like, I'm not sure what this information is. But when it does come forward to you, they're saying, make sure you're the one that makes the decision. Sit on it for a while. Think about what you need to do. Don't go forward in a panic effort. Just sit on it, decide what you want to do, and define it per your rules, and things will be fine. I think we've given the answer like 5 different ways at this point. So I think I should let this one go. All right, so I'm going to let that one go. And that was the Amazonianite. The Amazonianite? I can't spit it out now. That one just like, my tongue just went. That was that. All right, so let's go on to the next one and see what we got. Okay. Jade. Now, this one I've noticed is typically a stone, like, at least the way I've been connecting with it. These are both reversed. That's nice. It's a stone that is about looking through the falsehoods for some reason, which may not be how most people connect with it. It's like seeing what's outdated is kind of what I remember feeling about it. Like, when you're looking at the base structure of a home, you're looking at the pillars and you're looking at like what ones really hold up the house and what ones are really just for there for show. That's like, this would help you discern which ones were. I mean, help you figure it out, like help you go what directions. Like, that's the energy that kind of goes there. Like, what's outdated here? Of this situation, to keep it surviving, to keep it going, what's not working anymore, what is working? Because it's not just about what's outdated, but it's also kind of like saying, like, this is working for the situation, that's not, because it's outdated, this is what we need to change. Someone will help. That's a good one. All right, now, what I'm getting here in the beginning, how this is starting, is like, this is a... beginnings reversed is, it's kind of like hoping to like change a situation, or like the situation has gotten very heavy, very stressful, very burdened, and it's hoping like, can we get out of it? Can we just cash in our chips? Can we sell this house and move on? And it's not allowing you to do that. Like, it's trying to trade in the situation for something else and not being able to, trying to do it the right way, but it's just not working out. It's almost kind of like trying to sell a piece of property, but you know how much you want to sell it for, and you can't get an offer even close to what you want, so you're still holding on to it. It is becoming stressful. Like, are we ever going to be able to sell it, or do we need to do something different here? Are there other options? Now, whatever's going on with this situation, I'm feeling like there's a need for new beginnings, there's a need for change, but there's a danger, like, throwing the board game up in the air and just like, we're going to start over, a fresh game, we're just going to, like, that's not going to work. That's not going to, like, clearing the slate off, like wiping off the table, like, it's kind of like it's like you're having Thanksgiving dinner or some major dinner and you burnt the meat, and you're like, well, let's just throw everything out and start again from scratch. You're like, that's not really a good option. Like, let's see what we can salvage of the meat, and then we'll do what we can with whatever's left, is what needs to happen here. The fact that a new beginning is not going to happen, I feel like that's their first thing to you, is saying a new beginning is not going to happen. It's like holding on to the old, keeping on, the past is still lingering in here. Now, when we come into this next phase, for the next phase to come in, because I feel like, again, it's like wanting something to end. It's like wanting to get out of something, wanting to find reprievement, something like that. Someone's coming in, like literally someone will help. And they're helping you realize, like, What in this situation is no longer working? What, like if it, for example, if we're going to use the home again. All right, you want to sell this home. It's not selling for what you want. What would you need to do to make it more appealing to the market? That's what we're going to use this for, just for argument's sake. So somebody would say, you know what? It looks kind of shabby on the outside. The yard looks a little beat up. Some fresh paint to this, some fresh paint to that. Cleaning things up a bit, you know, highlighting the positives here. That would actually help you. And the High Priest is very reminiscent of the Hierophant in most decks. But I feel like this is someone saying, you know what? If you want this to go your way, you're going to have to do a little extra work. You can have that outcome, and they're kind of like supporting you in that. Like, you can have your outcome, but to get the outcome you're looking for, you're going to have to put in a bit more work to make that happen. That's this person saying. The situation is not, you know, dead in the water. I would say DOA, but I don't think everybody would know what that meant. So it's not just you're stuck with it, too bad, so sad. It's not like that. But you can make this better. You're going to have to put in some work. Somebody's going to step in and be like, well, this is what needs to happen. Yeah, it's going to take some blood, sweat, and tears, but you'll get that outcome you finally want. How will this turn out is the Seven of Pentacles is telling me the work is going to have to happen. There's no way to get around it. Seven Pentacles, this is making me feel like the work is good. The work isn't like drowning you. It doesn't have to be holding you down, but it's like a lot more work is going to happen here. I just really feel like wanting to do it I feel like even when you're doing it, it's not going to be fun. A lot more work will need to happen to get that outcome, but I feel like trudging through it may be a downer. It might hold things back. I'm really getting here with the Pentacle feel. For those of you this is hitting with, like, the situation does not feel good. You're kind of wanting just to get out of it. When somebody comes through and tells you what you need to do and there's a lot more work present, I highly recommend putting together a schedule and sticking to it. And also, if you do that, make sure it's livable for you. For example, don't make your goal too lofty. If this place needs a bit of work to it, and you know, like, well, we could technically, if we really push ourselves, get it done in 3 months, assuming resources are available. I would like put it out for like 6 to 9 months and set up your schedule and make sure you adhere. Like, for example, we're going to work on it twice a week, 3 hours each time. And you make, you know, we're going to get there at this time. We're going to stay there to this time on these 2 days. And you make yourself do it. You and who else, you're going to show up there. You're going to do this. You're not allowing anything else, as long as that's doable for you. And as long as you're there doing stuff, you know, if you keep like a 6 to 9 month plan, and you just like, well, we want this done by this time and this done by this time, you give yourself more than enough room to work with it. It shouldn't be too stressful, and it should work out. I feel like either way, nourishment, you're not going to be happy with it. You don't want to do it. You're going to feel like it's either taking too long, or it's just constantly happening. It's just like you constantly have to go through it. So they're saying pace yourself. Don't make it overwhelming for you. Definitely, if you have that ability to change that, they're like, pace it out. Like, whatever you think it would take to like really power through. For example, if you think you could do it in 3 months and power right through it, double that at least. If not, triple it. If possible, triple it. Because if you do that and set up, like, I'm going to do this at this time every week at this moment, you know, this is how much time every week, and I should have more than enough time to get everything done. That way, if things fall behind, you know, how do I put this? I don't want to say fall behind, but like if you don't get as much done as you expect in a week, but you're still technically on your timetable schedule, you'll be okay. You'll be like, well, I didn't get as much as I wanted done this week, but I'm still on track for where I want to be, like giving myself three times the amount of time I thought it would take. If you cram it into like 3 months and you get behind, you're going to get increased stress here, and it's going to make it a lot worse on you. I'm just saying, that's the energy I'm getting here. They're like, whatever you think it would take to get it done as quickly as possible, for example, 3 months, double it. If you can triple that time, it will work out much better for you, and just adhere to your own schedule. You will be there. You'll be okay. Because they're saying either way, it's going to take a bit more work. That's how this is going to turn out. Are we good? Okay. And that was the Jade. Here's hoping I put it correctly in the description below. Alright, so we got Jade. Let's do the next one. What was the next one? Quartz. Clear quartz at that, which seems to be more of like an amplifier, bringing more energy to what you're already doing. Oh, what do we got here? I want both of these over here, actually. And there's another one hidden there. Okay, that's fun. So, we'll do that. And we'll do that. Oh, we got fire and earth going on here. And this comes in right with that. So, unexpected fun and random joy. Well, let's see how that goes. Let's also push this. Probably putting them in frame would be fun too, huh? Alright, so the answer. How will this happen? How will this turn out? You're coming in with growth, the masculine lunar god, and gratitude right below that. Which I'm getting, like, when I feel that lunar god, I feel like a lot of times it's just sometimes feeling that something, even though it might be working out, it may be hard or may feel like to you it doesn't fit. Because I know a lot of times people associate the moon with the goddess. And when you see the masculine with the moon, it's kind of like, for a lot of people anyway, that I'm used to in my circle, how's that? It's kind of like, well, okay, but it's kind of like not the natural way people go with it in my circle, just to be fair. Just to be fair. Now, when I'm getting here gratitude, it's kind of like looking at things from a different perspective, realizing that even the moon has its masculine traits. Everything has a bit of both. Nothing exists without the two being together. Like, they create everything together. Like, I don't know how else to put that, but then again, just to be fair, that's my view of it. And it's kind of like the situation is coming in. There's a lot of growth. They're just saying be thankful for the pieces that just don't seem like if there's somebody here that's a part of this and you're like, well, I don't usually like that person, or you don't usually care for them being around or the way they do things, yada, yada, yada. But it is working out. It is serving the situation. There is growth happening here. They're just saying, just be thankful for what you did like, let go of what you don't, and just keep going forward with this and just kind of keep going with it. I am getting here with the clear quartz that, like, we're going to amplify this. Like, this is jumping up. There's going to be a lot of fun here. A lot of unexpected fun. Clearly unexpected. But the Five of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed is very curious to me. Because it feels to me like there's a troublemaker that's just not wanting to start trouble at this time. I feel like there's the King of Pentacles here energy is kind of overriding the situation. And what I'm getting is, like, the King of Pentacles seems to be squelching this person's energy. Now, granted, this King of Wands is allowing it because the King of Wands is also having fun. But I'm getting the King of Wands reversed is telling me this person, I don't really feel like the energy is the big thing here in the sense of, like, fire. What I really do feel is, like, they're saying this person is actively a jerk. And it doesn't have to be male or female, or, you know, don't get caught up in the gender. This person, I just feel like this person's usually a jerk. But somebody else is squelching them and keeping it, you know, calm, keeping them under control, so to speak. I don't know if I want to really go that far. But they're helping appease them. There we go. Let's use that. But the reason this is upside down and that's upside down is, like, they're not causing a problem right now, but they're having fun. And I feel like especially the joy here is really connecting in the sense of, like, they're having a good time, which is just a heads up. This situation will continue to be good, continue to be fairly pleasant, as long as this person is having fun, as long as this person is enjoying themselves. You need to identify who that is. Who's the person that's usually just not fun to deal with, usually causing problems? Maybe they're a compulsive liar. Maybe they're the town gossip, whatever you want to say. This person should be easily identifiable as a dork. Male or female. You know, they're just that person. They're just that one that you're like, oh boy, they're here, probably going to be a problem. They're that one. In this situation, they're not causing a problem. How's this going to turn out? It's going to be great, actually. I feel like it's going to be fun. But they're saying it's only as fun as long as this person is happy, this person is as long as they're having a good time and they're enjoying it, it will be good as long as they're happy. As soon as they get bored, flat out, if they just get bored, they might start trouble. If something doesn't go the way they like it, they're definitely going to start trouble, just so you know. As long as you're aware of it, I'm not saying you have to appease this person too. at the very least, just be aware of it. Now, if you want to appease this person and help the King of Pentacles keep this under wraps by just appeasing this person, that can be okay, but just don't let your own self-loyalty be, subject to any type of, don't let yourself get walked over in any sense. Like, I understand, like, for example, an acceptable way, like you're having a party, everybody knows this person likes chocolate and caramel together, and the King of Pentacles is like, what type of ice cream should we get? What type of cake should we get? Just for, make it really simple. You're like, you know what? Let's get chocolate caramel just to keep this one happy. That's not bad. For me, that's an acceptable way to go. But what you don't want to do, for example, like this person, they're the best at everything, and they're telling you like, oh, you should do what I do. If you did it the way I did it, you'd be much better. Like, don't appease them to that point where like, yeah, we'll do it your way. Yeah, I agree, you're right. Like, don't sell yourself. Like, don't give them power over you. If they try to like belittle you or like, I'm so great and you wish you were as good as I was, don't play into that. Like, don't give into that. Does that make sense? I think it does. Like, if you want to give into something menial, like, oh, they like caramel and chocolate together, yeah, get something with that. Just to keep them happy. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Who cares? I don't care enough about it. We can do that. That's acceptable appeasing, in my opinion. But, like, you don't want to, like, if they start, like, belittling someone else even, you don't want to, like, tolerate that either. Somewhere where they're belittling or causing some type of damage in some other way to somebody else. You know what I mean? They're making somebody else wait on them hand and foot. I don't think I play into that one either. You know what I mean? Like, oh, keep them happy. Keep handing it. If they want something, get it as quick as you can. Like, when they say jump, just say how high. We'll be up. Everybody else stay in a better mood that way. This person, like, no. That's too far. Little things. Something stupid. I don't know. Like, well, we're gonna go buy curtains today. They want blue. I don't care. Blue's fine. Okay, then that's fine. Appease them with that. If you literally do not care. But if they want, for example, they just want, you say you abhor, like I know somebody who can't stand pink. And they're like, well, I want pink. And you know that they're doing that to just get under your skin, or you just literally can't stand the color pink. Then don't give in to that. Don't appease that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we had to go on for so long. But I feel like for somebody that's making sense. Like, don't give in to that level. Okay, so that's the end for that. This one is like, it's gonna go fairly well. I just feel like you're dealing with a dork. I don't know how to say it. And they're saying appease to a point, but like, don't sell yourself down the river. That's all. And I think this one's good. All right, that one, I like that one. I approve that message. I approve that message. All right. Now what do we got? The next one. Green Calcite, which I tend to look at it as focus. I think I might have to meditate on that one a little more, because I don't know if everybody... I think other people might think, maybe not. So we'll go to... Maybe one of these times I'll meditate a little more on that one. It seemed like it made sense to me before, but if you have a different meaning you prefer, go with what you believe. That's all I'm saying. I'm still feeling focus with this, because this makes sense to me, especially with this reading. Focus, how this is coming through, because you got the Ten of Swords leading into the Ace of Wands. It's going to take a lot of focus for that, so I'm still going to stick with the focus feeling, because that's how it feels to me. Now, what does that say? Dusting off the rules? Yeah, that kind of... Okay. I sort of remember writing that now. Okay, so your answer. How's this going to turn out? I feel like if you have any inclination to cards, you probably already see where this is going, but here we go. I'll read it anyway. Protection, the Queen of Cups. Somebody doesn't want things to change. But I also feel like somebody's gotten very lax with how they handle things, letting people get away with things, letting people do what they want. Maybe over-appeasing people who maybe don't deserve it. I'm still kind of reeling off the last energy, must be. So I feel like somebody's very protective and very caring, but maybe, this almost reminds me of the Empress when she's out of balance. And one of the things that reminds me of the Empress when she's out of balance is that she takes care of everybody to the point where she makes herself sick. She takes care of everybody but herself. And don't get caught up in the gender of this, but this basically makes me feel like somebody is doing too much. They're making sure everybody else is being taken care of. Everybody's getting this. Everybody has that. Everybody that's taken care of. This person's okay. That person's okay. But nobody's making sure they're taken care of. Either that or this person is like, no, I'm fine. No, I don't need anything. No, I can run. I can burn it at both ends. I can burn that candle at both ends, run a marathon, and, sing the national anthem all at once. I don't need sleep. Sleep? Who needs sleep? I can do this. Yeah. Like, the point is it's flat out unrealistic. But I feel like the protection here is kind of like, by protecting others, I protect myself. I understand that feeling, but this is being overdone because the void is coming out of it. And the protection coming in first and then ending up in the void is telling me at some point and at some times that is needed. That is true. Maybe there was a situation where that was more needed in the past. And maybe it still is valid, just to be fair. Maybe it still is valid. But when it comes to the point where this person, whether it be you or somebody else, when this person is running themselves ragged to the point where they just, not only they can't give anymore because they have nothing left, but they've run themselves so ragged that it's going to take them a month just to recuperate. Like, that's not good. Because what I'm getting here is basically somebody is just running themselves so close to empty that they're running out of fuel in the middle of the desert. It's just like, I need help and I don't know where to look for it because I've run myself so thin. So the void happens. Which if you see that lady on there, I don't know if you can see it. Pick it up so hopefully you can see the lady that's lying down. Like, don't get caught up in the gender again. I like to say that. But it's almost like a forced rest. Forced. Can't do anything else. Nothing left. What I'm getting here is dusting off the rules might literally be, and it happens a lot. It seems like it's very common. People who do so much for others. They do so much for others that their body's like, all right, you know what? You don't want to take a break? Guess what? Have some flu. It's on me. Don't worry about it. To the point where you're in so much physical pain that you can't. And you're drowned. You're worn out. You can't. You just can't. Your body's just like, listen, you don't want to take a rest? Guess what? Here you go. You're gonna have to now. I'm not giving you an option anymore. So dusting off the rules, that can flat out just be that, because it's coming in with the Ten of Swords. If it's not that, it's feeling like that in the sense of like, whatever's out of balance here, whatever's giving too much, it's kind of like it backfires on whoever this is, be you or somebody else. It backfires on that person, and it's almost kind of like a justice feel a little bit. And I mean, obviously the justice card is not here, but it's kind of like, the rules are coming back and saying this is how this needs to be done. I feel like the reason we're not seeing the justice card here is because sometimes rules, even though they're not fair, we are subject to the rules. So something here is coming around like, this is not good. This is saying that, we have to go back and put things back in balance. You have to dust off the rules. Are you giving too much? Is somebody else giving too much? Just to be fair, I know there's going to be at least a couple of you out there who are probably looking at this and you're like, yeah, I know who it is. This person does a lot for me. They also do a lot for other people. And it's not bad what they're doing for you, but you realize they're doing a lot for a lot of people. And it's like, maybe you do need help with what they're helping you with. For example, maybe you have a child and they're watching your child for you. But even though you do need them to help you with that, is there something you can do for this person to lighten their load in other ways? Is there something you can do while they're doing this for you? Is there something you can do for them other than this to help them get ahead, to help them get some extra rest, or help them get ahead in some other way? Because the focus is saying, like, this person needs some type of balance. This person needs help. And the Ten of Wands is saying it's going to be flat out obvious that this has to happen. Things have to be rebalanced. For some of you, somebody is helping you, but it's kind of like they're getting all these other things they have to do as well, and you're not really sure if they're going to be able to continue to help you because they have too much on their plate. You might have to find a way to renegotiate with them, or maybe there's something you can do to help take off some burdens from them so they can keep helping you, but you're going to have to take some burdens for them. The Ace of Wands is telling me something new is coming out, but I don't feel this Queen of Cups, whoever that is, male or female, whatever that person may be, it's not them leaving the situation. I feel like things have to, like, you're going to have new ideas on how to rebalance things. And I feel like if this person is helping you, whatever they're doing to help you, it's possible for them to continue to help you, but you're going to have to take up some of their burdens to do that. You know what I mean? For example, if we're going to use that, maybe they're watching your kids. Maybe they're watching your kids every now and then. Okay, so they're doing that. To lighten their load, maybe you could get the groceries for them, or maybe they need some monetary assistance. Probably not. I don't really feel monetary assistance here, but that's an option. You're going to have to do something to change this balance. You're going to have to realize, like, where is this person burning the candle at both ends and feeling like they can do everything, and you know they can't. What can you do? Like, for example, say they watch your kids in the afternoon and they watch somebody else's kids in the morning. Maybe you could actually watch their kids, those kids that they watch in the morning. So maybe that's how you're balancing this. To give them some extra time, you're like, well, here, let me watch those kids in the morning. I'll watch them all in the morning, and then you watch them all in the afternoon. That takes a burden off of this person. You also might want to tell that person, make sure you get rest. Make sure you take care of yourself during that time. Because, you don't deserve to have to run every 5 minutes all the time at, breakneck speeds, burning the candle at both ends, never sleeping. Don't do that to yourself. Take that time and keep it your time. I'll take all the kids in the morning. You take them at night because I can't, and I thank you for that. But make sure you keep that time for yourself. All right, I think the answer is there. Are we good? Yeah, so I think we finally got through the whole thing. I really, it's funny because I feel like as soon as the cards flipped up, for anybody who's inclined with cards, I feel like it immediately showed its answer. That, things were going to fall flat on its face and then have to restart in a different way. So, there you go. All right, let's let that one go and go into the last one. Let me pick these up first. Okay. So, the last one, Citrine. Which all that's popping in my head right now is self-loyalty. This is where we want this. Okay. Just split with that. Okay. Purity. Purity, purity, purity. For some reason, I typically don't care for this card. I just don't. I just feel like it's very stereotypical. It bothers me. But the author of the deck, I love the author of the deck. So nothing against the author. And I think I've read it a couple times, and she gives like the reasons for these things, like to look a little closer, to like really look at what you're defining as purity. Like I feel like she gets really into that. So it's not a bad card. It just. The white woman with the pink lips and all the white going on here and the blonde hair, and I'm just like, it's killing me. It's like, wow. There's a lot going on with that. Like, come on. But I feel like sometimes this card itself can denounce a falsehood. And I'm wondering if that's what we're going into. Because it's almost like people like believing they're doing the right thing. Like, I'm doing this the right way. I'm staying in the lines. I'm doing the correct colors. It's almost like coloring a strawberry, and you're like, all right, I'm staying within the lines, I'm coloring it red, I'm doing the leaf part green, I'm doing everything the correct colors. It's like it's supposed to be, this says leaf green, so I know that's right. This says strawberry red, and I'm coloring it strawberry red. This is exactly what this should be. I'm doing this exactly the way it's supposed to be done. Because you notice purity is coming in with justice. I mean, let go of how that person looks. But basically, I feel like this is what it's saying, is like you think whoever this person is, and it may not be you, the person involved, whether it be you or somebody else, thinks they're doing it by the book. I'm doing this exactly right, exactly how it should be. Justice is on my side. And then you got will right behind it. And I'm going to make sure it stays that way. That's how I'm doing it. But you notice how I don't know if it was there just a minute ago, but right now, justice is starting to touch into the Tower card here. Which is saying, yeah, you might be doing it correct to the books, by the letter, to the letter of the law, if you want to go that way. But you know what? It's still not going to work. The Tower is still hitting. The Tower is saying, you know what? You can do this perfectly. Everything exactly how it needs to be done. It's kind of like a plane flying at night. Everything can be, the instruments say everything's right. Wind conditions are perfect. You've got a full tank of gas. That's all great. And then something happens, and there's, I don't know, a volcano goes off. I don't know, something that disrupts the air current. And you know what? They lose pressure, they lose altitude, boom, the plane crashes. Everything was perfect. You did everything by the book, but something unexpected happens. Or this is a better way to do it. You got that plane flying at night, right? Whatever. Everything's going as planned. Everything, the gauges are correct. The tank is full. Everything looks clear sailing. Shouldn't be a problem. And then, for some stupid reason, a flock of birds goes through the engine and takes out both engines, whatever that movie was. You know what I mean? It wasn't at night, but you know what I mean? You did everything right, but something unexpected happens, and then, things just didn't turn out. And that's the tower. That's saying somebody did everything according to the book, the letter of the law. They kept on it. They did everything right. So in their view, nothing could go wrong because I'm doing everything exactly how it should be. And then the tower says, well, that's nice. And thank you for doing everything perfectly. But, it's going to implode. For those of you who chose this one, it's not funny, but I feel like somebody is thinking, I'm doing this perfect. I just want the reassurance that this is going to go exactly as I think, or how well I think this is going to go. I'm getting, for every ounce of doing this the correct way, it doesn't matter. It's still going to implode. For those of you this really hits with, I don't feel like it's like a natural occurrence. I feel like somebody's literally throwing a monkey wrench into the situation. It's kind of the tower. It's almost like planning a party, and the person who the guest of honor gets a flat tire on the way there and misses the whole party. That's kind of the tower card. You know what I mean? It's like we're planning this party to celebrate Grandma. You know what I mean? And then Grandma can't show up. I mean, you don't find out till like 5 minutes before it's supposed to start. You're like, Grandma's not coming. She can't. That's the tower card. You did everything right. You told everybody ahead of time. You made sure all the arrangements were made. Everything was taken care of. Everybody knew. It was on a beautiful day. And even if it wasn't going to be beautiful, you had we could go inside. There's a big pavilion. The food's going to be there. I have everything taken care of. And then Grandma can't show up. That's the tower card. So that's what they're warning about. You're planning everything. You're doing everything by the book. Whoever this is doing everything by the book. Everything they have locked down. Like nothing can go wrong. And then something goes wrong. That's the tower card. I'm sorry. Now, the unexpected outcome here is, I want to look at it, but I'm holding off because I notice it's connecting with the Citrine, which is, to me, usually self-loyalty. Because I feel like what happens is, like, the tower card hits, and then I feel like you're kind of looking at this kind of like, what did I do wrong? I don't understand. Like, how did I not see this? Or how did I not know this? Or how did I not do that? Like, it's almost like looking back, like, I almost feel like somebody was planning this party, and then Grandma can't show up, and they're like, how did I not know? Why did I not plan for that? Why did I not think of that? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? The Six of Pentacles makes me feel like somebody, and it's not usually a negative card, but it's a memory card. And I feel like this is somebody looking back based on this, of course. Like, why didn't I know? Why didn't I look at this differently? Why didn't I plan better? I feel like somebody beating themselves up right here. Now, yeah. Better safe than sorry on its side here. And it's coming in with the Five of Pentacles. Kind of like, it's up, straight up and down. It says better safe than sorry. I don't know if you can read that, but I read it to you. So if you can't read it, there you go. The Five of Pentacles is telling me, no matter how much you plan, there's always going to be something you're not going to be able to plan for. Like, you know what I mean? There's always something you can't plan for. It's just the nature of life. I feel like for the people this is really hitting for, it's kind of like, don't beat yourself up about this. Like, I feel like the whole lesson about this is like, having best of intentions is great, but if something doesn't work out, it's just kind of looking at it like, well, next time I'll try to plan for that, but just you got to accept that you can't plan for everything. I think that's the harshness of life. Because I feel like somebody's like really trying to understand, like, what could I have done better? And for example, if Grandma can't show up, using the party analogy, like we planned this party for Grandma, and then halfway here she got a flat tire, and nobody knew she didn't have a cell phone, or the battery on her cell phone died, and we didn't know where she was. We couldn't find her because she was stuck halfway here, without a cell phone. taking care of her car, so she missed the whole party. Better safe than sorry. The lesson here may be at least people are okay. At least we still have our health. It's one of those moments. Like, well, at least people are still okay. At least we have a chance to plan another party. At least this. Like, it's kind of like count your blessings. Whatever went wrong, count what went right. What do you still have that's still good? The Five of Pentacles is telling me, like, after it's all said and done, it's kind of like a disappointment. Like, yeah, that whole party was there. We had special people coming, and she missed all of that. Like, I feel like there's a lot of sadness about that. But they're saying, you know, you kind of got to count your blessings for whatever they are. Count what you have left. Count, like, I'm trying to avoid this, but let's go there. You're planning a party for Grandma, and maybe that morning she crosses over. Because I'm trying to avoid it, but I feel like I need to go there. And it's kind of like, that's true, a Tower card. That's completely devastation, horrible. And looking back, like, how did I not know she needed help? I wish I was there. I wish that, you know, the Six of Cups, like, looking back, like, I wish I knew this. How did I not know that? I wish I picked her up. I wish I checked on her the day before. This, that, and the other thing. That's the Six of Cups. Like, I really feel, again, somebody looking back on the situation and beating themselves up. The ending here is saying, you know, this is where you would have to be thankful for the good times and thankful for who's left and celebrate what was. Celebrate what was good. Not hold yourself down like, oh, I wish. Hold on to what was good and be thankful that this person blessed you enough to be a part of your life. You were blessed to have this person as a part of your life, which I know can be hard. But if it goes that route and you lose somebody, unfortunately, remembering, like, I was blessed that this person was a part of my life. They blessed me by being a part of my life, and holding on to that and realizing that Five of Pentacles doesn't have to be it. I wish that this person was still here, yes, but remember, better off safe than sorry can go as deep as kind of like, at least this person was a part of my life. At least I learned a lot from them. I was graced and blessed with having them as a part of my life. And that's the true joy here. And you know what? Yeah, there's things I wish went a little differently, but I still have that chance with those who are left. I can do that with other people who are still here. Alright, so I won't walk away from that, I guess. So there you go. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.